My name is Natalie, and today I'm going to be talking about courtly love in Heartless. Now, I've done a non-spoiler review of Heartless, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of spoilerific things in this review about courtly love. So, be forewarned, this is not a non-spoiler review. This will have spoilers in it, including the end of the novel. You are forewarned. Additionally, I will be talking about specific aspects of the novel that have to do with courtly love, and I will be talking about some that may not seem like important events in the novel, but relate to this topic. So if you're looking for a spoiler review of this book, this will not be it. For those who know nothing about Heartless, I suggest reading it first, but if you would just like me to give a little preface as to exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video, I will. Essentially, the story that takes place in this book begins in a kingdom, or a court, if you'd like to call it that. There's a king, the King of Hearts, and he's looking for a new queen, the Queen of Hearts. Everything in this book is taking place in this kingdom, and there's a lot about knights. Well, maybe not exactly a knight, but close enough. And there's a lot about the different courts and courting, and it's very much a contemporary tale, but told in an older sense, and it does not take place in the modern world. The main character's name is Catherine, and she is having approaches by the king. He's trying to get her to marry him, and she's not really into this idea. She likes the king as a person. He's very nice, warm, friendly, but he's also kind of bubbly, stupid, and not really fit to be a ruler. The king loves sweets, so Catherine makes them for him, but he also loves humor, so he hires a court jester named Jest. Haha, who would have thought? And he performs and does crazy things for the king that makes him laugh and dance and just overall have a great time. Jest is a very good court jester and very good at what he does, and he very much acts like any court jester in anything you've probably ever read that has a court jester. There are even said dukes in this book, or leaders of different parts. You've got Peter, and he's kind of like a knight or knighted, and everybody kind of follows the king's rule, and it's very much a courted society, if you know what I mean. But the one real knight that I want to talk about is Jest. Now, I know that Jest is not actually a knight. He's a court jester, which doesn't really put him in the knightly power. But in his kingdom where he comes from, which is chess, he is a knight and a worker for the queen. He's her right-hand man. He does all this stuff for her along with his best friend, Raven, which, yes, takes on a physical form of a raven. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. Now, if you've read this book, you definitely know that Catherine and Jest fall in love, and that they have a very special and definitely very court-friendly relationship. Now, there's definitely a lot more love and kisses and all kinds of amazing things between them. Look, they're really in love people, and it's really cute, okay? But they do have a very knight-lady relationship. And courtly love is defined as such. Courtly love is a highly conventionalized medieval tradition of love between a knight and a married noblewoman, first developed by the troubles of the southern France and extensively employed in Europe literature and time. The love of the knight for his lady was regarded as an ennobling passion, and their relationship was typically unconsummated. Now, of course, Jest and Catherine actually fall in love, so they don't 100% fit the courtly love description. But before they were actually in love, he had a lot of respect for her, and he definitely had the knight-to-lady relationship. After all, Catherine was engaged to the king, and Just was very respectful of that relationship. He very much upheld the standards of a classic knight. He didn't try and get in the way, although he kind of did. And he was just very altogether a very good representation of a knight in this type of courtly love relationship. I think the most important thing about a courtly love relationship is respect for the lady. And though she wasn't actually married to the king yet, he definitely had a lot of respect for the relationship. He told Catherine on multiple occasions, "Why would you marry me when you could be a queen?" And he was perfectly fine with the idea that she wouldn't want him or that she would want to become a queen. Now, of course, she didn't want to become a queen and she wanted to be with him, but that's kind of a separate note for a separate video. What's important to note is there is definitely some medieval type of themes and ideas that are formed into this story. It is not 100% simply a retelling of a classic tale. The classic Alice in Wonderland tale was very much rich in these ideas as well. I mean, the Queen of Hearts and the whole her place, the land, everything like that. So that is extremely important to remember, is that this book definitely has a lot of medieval components in it that shouldn't be ignored. Also, on a side note, I also want to talk about the relationship between Jest and the White Queen, his queen from chess. As you know, in chess, there are two sides of the board that are playing each other, and these are the two sides that is in the chess game or in the land called Jest that Jest is from. And he is on the White Queen's side, and he has extreme respect for his ruler. He is a pristine and perfect version of what a knight should be. He adores his queen and loves her, even though she is very much like the King of Hearts, and that she's kind of stupid and doesn't know how to rule. But he is very respectful of her. He doesn't think badly of her, and he wants to help her. And I think that even more so than the relationship between Catherine and Jest, is a perfect example of courtly love. Now, there you see that there's no actual, romantic relation between the two, but that there is a strong bond between knight and queen. It really amplifies the themes of this novel and really just brings about all these great things. And I really think that should not be ignored. So I hope that this video was eye-opening and told you a little bit about courtly love, or told you a little bit more about Heartless, or whatever you wanted from it. But I definitely hope that you will read or reread Heartless and take these themes into account, and remember the unquestionable loyalty of Jest well up until the end, and the relationships between a knight and his lady. Bye!